Are you tired about endless debates about car technology, plug-in or hybrid plug-in? So in this video we will talk about key differences between these two major systems. We will explore pros and cons of both systems. This will help you to understand which car is right for you. Let's start with hybrid vehicles. These cars usually uses two motors, like gasoline engine and electric motor. Electric motor utilize fuel efficiency. They charge their batteries through regenerative braking and gasoline engine itself. For example, the most popular and well-known is Toyota Prius, which taxi drivers use a lot in different countries. Next one, plug-in hybrids. They have larger batteries which could be charged through external power source. They can run through electric power alone for limited range like 20-50 miles and without additional charging. There are a lot of examples for plug-in hybrid, but I can say like BMW Plug-In Hybrid 5 Series and Toyota RAV4. The main differences between these two systems is that hybrid can go without any additional charging, so you do not need to recharge it because it recharges itself, and the plug-in hybrid needs an external power source. If you're looking for a hybrid car, so here are the main benefits you can look in it. First one is accessibility. What it means? It means that hybrid cars have the cheapest way to enter the electrification topic. So, for example, Toyota Corolla or Toyota Yaris Cross could cost you under $30,000. And also I consider the main thing that this car have good resale value because they tend to retain it for a long time. I think if you look into the car prices on the market, I think you will see it. If you are an eco-friendly person, so hybrids is definitely for you because they produce low emissions like carbon or nitrogen, and it means that it's much better for environment. And of course, in result, it leads to fuel savings. Efficiency. Every hybrid car have a stop-start feature. What it means? It cuts the engine when car costs at lower speeds and braking. And that means, of course, fuel savings, low emissions, and less noise. Refuel and forget. As hybrid cars have two engines like gasoline and electric motor, they don't need to recharge their battery because they do it itself. The engine diverts power to a generator to charge it instead, or electricity is converted from otherwise wasted kinetic energy using regenerative braking technology. If you live in an apartment or have no access to off-street parking, you never need to worry about finding a long enough power cord. And what in result? No range anxiety. You don't need to find an external power source to charge your car, which means you can drive. Don't think about it. And of course, there are always some disadvantages. First of all, it's expenses. In general, hybrids are more expensive than their counterparts. What does it mean? You pay additional money for the battery pack, for electric motor, because they are unique to the transmission. And in a long-term perspective, you need to solve this problem with some money. Hybrids shows their performance and efficiency around the town. But if you go outside the city on high motorway, there could be a question. Out on the open road at speed, they generally lose their economy advantages over petrol-only cars, as petrol engines become more economical at cruising speeds, but still have to carry the weight of the battery and electric motor. Basically, highway-only driving doesn't properly leverage at hybrid's potential, and what you are left with is a car with two propulsion units instead of one to lug around. Less luggage space. What it means? The battery usually placed in the rear half of the car, and it means that luggage space could be reduced. What it means practically? You don't have full size of spare wheel. You only can have just tire inflatory kit or just small one wheel. Next one, batteries. Usually batteries have a guarantee period of 8 years. It means that after this time you should replace it yourself. But in general, we can say that hybrids works well, and for example, I don't know the cases of such major faults for battery after, let's say, 8 years in hybrids. And last one but not least, but it's could be not so obvious, but as hybrids have batteries and high voltage hardware, so the emergency workers should know how to deal with it, because it could be dangerous for them in case of accident. Advantages of the plug-in hybrid. hybrids, or PHEVs as they usually called. They represent a middle ground between internal combustion engine and full electric car. First one, PHEVs can significantly reduce fuel consumption and of course reduce emissions. And this can attract not only eco-friendly people, but those who don't want to spend a lot of money on fuel. Next one is flexibility and convenience. I think that it is the main advantage of the plug-in hybrid. It means when you drive on short trips, you can fully rely on electric motor. And when you want to go on long journeys on a motorway, the gasoline engine will help you in that. Also, you can choose between electric or gasoline, so you can choose what to use and switch it on and off. Lower operating costs. Electricity is generally cheaper than gasoline, and if you mostly drive on electric mode, so you will win. In city driving, plug-in hybrids tends to be quiet because they use only electric motor and the gasoline engine is rest. And it can make your neighbors happy in the mornings. Also, when you drive a plug-in hybrid, you reduce dependence on fuel fossils, especially when you use it with electrical motor. Despite all the good things they have, they still have some disadvantages. First is higher initial costs. I can say that PHEVs have a really high price when you buy it from car dealership. In comparison with hybrid, plug-in hybrid are kind of pricey. And unfortunately, if you are not ready to pay such price, you can choose a hybrid. Environmental impact. The production of batteries for plug-in hybrids is essential. It involves extracting some important minerals and also spending some energy for this, that in turn can make some potential damage to the nature. If you think about the disposal of the battery after it will expire, it is also an environmental challenge. Charger infrastructure limitations. You should consider when buying a plug-in hybrid that you need a charging point. I would say so if you live in a house or even in a flat but you have a spot to charge your car, this is good. In general, charging stations still grows, but there are not so much of them in comparison of fuel stations, and this is the point you also should consider. Other point is that these charge stations are not perfect actually. Sometimes charging point could be damaged or could not work at all. Sometimes it would be busy with other cars. I saw the situation several times. So the main conclusion here is if you consider to buy a plug-in hybrid, you should definitely have a charging point at your home. Next one is about weight and performance. So in general, we are saying that performance on plug-in hybrid is okay, and boost acceleration is also okay. But what if I told you that we can consider it only if you're driving alone, because you have additional weight of large battery pack under your car, let's say, and if you will load your car with 4 adult persons, I think it is a question how it would drive. To summarize all of this, I can say that both of hybrid and plug-in hybrid have a lot of advantages, like fuel economy, but it really depends on your driving habits and your everyday lifestyle. What I mean, if you are going to job every day and you live in the city, hybrid could be the choice for you. But if you are going to trip outside the city on a high motorway pretty often, I would recommend plug-in hybrid. And of course, don't forget about external power source if you choose a plug-in hybrid. Hope this video helped you to make right choice. My name is still Andrew. Like, subscribe, and see you in future videos.